Hey everybody, welcome to American Courts. We got a bunch of people already in here. We got Linus, Nancy, Throw the Goat, CRD loves tea. What does CRD stand for? I'm sure everyone knows it but me. What does CRD stand for? Got Donald here, Roll on G. It's always great to see her here. Nancy, Sivo Girl, and Nan. It looks like we got the team here. We're missing a few, but should we all wait for Spade to get here? Or do we start first? Hey Anthony, how are you doing? Kimby's here. Diane, we got Diane here. I don't know that I've seen her here before. Um, looks like we got enough to get started. Maria, we got there. So let's crazy, rad, devious. I don't know what CRD stands for, so let me know. And Linus needs to be nice. There we go. Diane, Nancy, Jay, of course Jay. Jay's our lead moderator. She runs the show. So make sure to thank the moderators. They do a really good job for us. We're more relaxed than most channels. The only rules we have is don't be mean. We're not here trying to make fun of people or, just be mean to people. We're here to have fun, but we're not going to be nasty with people. That's just not what we do here. All right, let's get in. We got a bunch of Boyd at Fozzie's request. I'm not sure why he wanted so much Boyd, but we got a bunch of them tonight.
Right. On this, what are we here for? Motion
This
to revoke?
this is a restitution, to add restitution to the case.
State, are you ready to proceed on the restitution hearing?
I don't know, Your Honor, because Mr. Basile has.
I have a legal
an
issue.
interesting Argument.
Yes.
All right, Your Honor, my argument is that the court took up this case on May 7th, 2024, granted a deferred adjudication. At that time, the order states there's zero restitution on the court's order, the written order. And also in the conditions of probation, it doesn't have any amount. It has to be determined, doesn't have any amount on there. This notice requesting it, that I'm seeing in the printout, was filed on June 12th. It's my argument that that order that was issued by the court on March 7th became final. 30 days later, that was a final order. And since under case law I've researched and found, and I can give you the sites, the courts consider restitution to be part of the sentencing. It's my order to proceed on would be a violation of his due process, considering that as a final order by this court. And the court cannot change that. There also the court cases I've read from the Court of Criminal Appeals says the court cannot go back and order restitution if there wasn't restitution originally ordered or a restitution hearing that was set up to determine later.
All right. So a restitution hearing was set up on June 25th, 2024.
And I didn't see that on the printout I got from Odyssey.
Okay. Odyssey is
Well, there's
incorrect.
June 25th, that's correct.
Yeah,
But
June
but the
25th.
supplemental report submitting, asking for it was filed on June 12th. So there was not a request, there was a request on June 12th to set it, which is more than 30 days after this court sentencing. That sentencing order became final after 30 days.
All right. So then honestly, what the issue is that the judgment that was issued is not a correct judgment. And let me explain to you why it's not a correct judgment. When I accepted the plea bargain agreement, I sentenced him to $2,000 fine probated, 200 hours of community service restitution. He was either obtained his GED or a certificate from a trade school, and the community service hours were deemed satisfied. Took into consideration County Court 12 cause number. And then I ordered that there was restitution to Kenyana Warner in 708710. And that was ordered on the record. So the problem is the judgment is incorrect. And there needs to be a correction of the judgment. I mean, we can't stay with an incorrect judgment.
It was still being argued that that judgment is final, and I bet I can give you the case law.
No, I understand what your case law is, and I understand what you're saying. So everybody step back. All right, thank you.
Exactly which ones. Some of them were on verification, the cases I was
All
So
right,
the
if you
court
want
has sites for, so.
all right, if you want a chance to read that, you can, but from what I reviewed, it appears that I can give restitution in this case.
That's fine. I mean, I'll take exception to your ruling, Your Honor. I think.
Well, no, I mean, do you have some case law
Well, I
that,
have-
that addresses 42.037?
I have case law that, yeah, I can get you the sites. I have them here on my
Okay.
computer.
All
Yeah,
right, sure.
Yeah, we can write them down and give you the
Okay,
sites. Yeah.
awesome.
Okay.
All right, just step back.
Eviction is final or the other deferred is different. I understand kind of as well.
So if you would like, I can make my ruling now for both parties. And from what I've read, I still have jurisdiction to order restitution. I don't know if y'all have agreed on a restitution amount, but what I can tell you all is that I'm not going to order her to go through her insurance if she
And-
doesn't want to go through her
And I
insurance.
agree with that, Your Honor. I researched that issue. That was an issue last time. I could not find any case law that says she has to do that.
All right.
The only case law I could find, if she did, then that's credit against his. I didn't find it required. I explained that to my client. So
So-
that is correct.
So then the question is, have you all agreed on an amount of restitution?
No, Your Honor.
I don't know.
All right, if you all want to confer and see if you all can come up to an agreement on the amount of restitution, like I said, based upon my review of the case law, and I re-reviewed.
Yeah.
And based upon the article I gave you, I'm of the opinion that I do have the right to still order restitution. So we're just now at an amount what it should be. And I don't think anybody has to use their insurance if they want to be. So the restitution is not just her deductible.
And
So,
I agree with on the insurance part, Your Honor. I'm not objecting that anymore. I researched that issue. On the other one, I'd just like to make on the record, so in case my client wants to do something, he'll have a record.
okay, so then let's do this. Let's see if y'all can come up with an agreement on restitution amount. And then I'll allow you to put whatever arguments you want to put on the record so you can make your argument. All right, thank you. All right, we're back on the record in 2024 CR 1043 State versus J. Juarez. And if you all could re-announce for the record, please.
Carl Basil for the defendant, Your Honor.
All right. And Mr. Basil, the court had considered your argument. The court reviewed Article 42.037 with regards to restitution, and based upon that article of the courts, it's in the court's opinion that the court can still order restitution in this case. And I'll let you place on the record whatever you would like to place on the record as it relates to that. And
Yes, Your
then
Honor.
we'll speak towards the restitution.
It's the defendant's position, Your Honor, that since this court granted the deferred adjudication on March 7th, 2024, and at that time in the court's judgment, there was restitution was listed as 0. And on the conditions of probation, there was no amount of restitution listed. That by rule of law, that order became final after 30 days and became a final order, just like if the defendant wanted to appeal, he didn't want deferred adjudication, he would have to have filed that within 30 days. On June 12th, the supplemental request was submitted set the case for restitution hearing, which is more than 30 days after that, and it was the defense argument, Your Honor, that the court at that time does not have the authority to go back and change the judgment. And I've submitted some cases. I wrote them down. My computer's battery's about dead here, so I'll have to read them off the paperwork Your Honor gave you.
Yes, no problem.
Cases that I researched, and while there's not directly, so court knows they're not directly on issue because they're mostly talking about probation. And I understand the statute that you're talking about mentions probation. Most of the time, there are some places in there it does talk about deferred adjudication on there. It's Cox v. State, 445 Southwest 2nd, 200. It's the Texas Criminal Court of Appeals, 1969. Bailey v. State, 160 Southwest 3rd, 11. It's also Texas Court of Criminal Appeals, 2004. Ex parte Cavazos, 2003 Southwest 2nd, 3rd, 333. Texas Criminal Appeals, 2006. And ex parte Roberts, which is 409 Southwest 2nd, Southwest Third, 758, Texas Appeal, San Antonio, 2013.
All right,
Those are the cases that were provided on the notes to the court that I'm relying on, other than just the general, also under the, again, under notice provisions under due process clause, United States Constitution, the 5th and the 14th Amendment, and the Texas Constitution, Article 1, Section 19, which requires that he be given due process before any life, liberty, or property is taken from him. And it's our argument that since that order was final, the court does not have the jurisdiction to do that.
All right, and the court will note for the record that on March 7th, 2024, as a part of the plea bargain agreement, the court ordered that restitution was to be determined to Kenyana, Keyyana Warner. And according to the plea bargain agreement, the plea bargain agreement stated that restitution was to be payable to Keyyana Warner, the victim in cause number 708710. That was a part of the plea bargain agreement that was agreed to by Mr. Juarez on that day, and that is a part of the contract that he signed. With regards to the judgment stating that no restitution, it states $0 restitution. The court is finding that that was in error. It should have been that restitution was to be determined. And this case has been reset more than once for both parties to come together to see if there is an agreement on restitution. The first restitution hearing was scheduled for June 25th, 2024. Then it's reset for July 18th, 2024 for the state to obtain proof that the complainant did not use insurance. And that was at the request of the defense because the complainant had a deductible. Then it was recalled for August 1st, but defense attorney was ill. And then it was recalled on August 1st because the defendant was ill on July 18th. And then on August 1st, we were to have a restitution hearing and a witness was allowed to appear by Zoom. And now we're here on September 12th. So have you all come, the court has received documentation of a preliminary estimate for restitution. And they put that total at $6,399.22.
That's correct, Your Honor. I've received that. I've reviewed that with my client, and my client is desiring to have a hearing and evidence presented on that amount. I've discussed that with him in detail last time and further detail today in the courtroom.
All right, states, you'll need to have witnesses here then for this being the amount of restitution.
When you're on.
How long will it take you?
I will need to ask Ms. Warner, so I don't know right now.
All right, so what we're going to do, and this is going to be the last setting that I'm giving everybody for restitution.
Just so the court knows, Your Honor, I will be out starting tomorrow through next Wednesday. I'm having a medical procedure
No.
done tomorrow, and I will be back. So I'm just.
All right. Do you want to do it? Is October 21st good for you or no?
No, that's fine. I'll be back before then. I just want to let the court know if you want to do it next week, I'll be out.
Okay, no problem.
And Your Honor, I should be able to secure it by
All right, Norma, this case is going to be recalled October 21st, and this will be the last setting for restitution.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Will Ms. Warner be allowed to testify via Zoom? There is no objection from defense counsel.
I have no objection to that.
All right, she'll be allowed to testify by Zoom.
But, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Whoever built this and decided to build it did not speak to anybody who actually was going to be working here, which they do that in every type of company.
Hey everybody, I'm gonna jump in real quick. Let me see if I can make sure my microphone is working. Yeah, there we go. Hey everybody, last night I got a Rumble account, so I'm gonna start adding videos to a Rumble account. So if any of y'all are over at Rumble, it's gonna be more of the same stuff. I gotta do some experimenting over there and play around over there and see what kind of playground toys they got over there to play with. So I'm not very familiar with Rumble. People just keep recommending it as another place to experiment around with. If I do my lives, I'll probably just do the same lives and send them to both places. So but if y'all know anything about Rumble, send me some advice on it because I don't know anything about it. This is another good one. Exactly, Linus. What's a Rumble? When I went there, it looked to me like another YouTube. I don't know what the difference is over there, but somebody said to try it out over there, and if nothing else, I got the name tied down. So we'll see how that goes. Here's another Judge Boyd one. I've got this one and one more Judge Boyd one, and then we've got Thurston County or Gulf County with Judge Collier down in Florida. So here we go.
If you could do me a humongous favor and the probation officer a humongous favor, when we're on the record and I'm giving someone probation or it's something to do with probation, don't block Miss Abrams' view. But Sean, can you raise your hand? Do not block her view, because when you block her view, it's hard for her to hear. And when we're on the record, do not talk behind the court reporter. Just ask the deputy to move your person over to the end. They will do it. And also, when we're on the record, whisper so that probation can hear. All right. It's Friday Eve. I know we thought that we'd be retired. We are not. But guess what? Tomorrow's Friday. We got to be excited about that. So everyone, let's confer. Let's be kind to each other and go forth. And now, Deputy Lord, I have an officer here for warrants. And guess how she starts out? She's like, now it's 14 warrants. It's going to be fine. All right. So in this case, my understanding that he was going to appear in county court, take care of that.
He did, Your Honor. We appeared yesterday.
The other thing, attorneys, I know this courtroom is small and it's set up improperly. Whoever built this and decided to build it did not speak to anybody who actually was going to be working here, which they do that in every type of company. So if you could do me a humongous favor and the probation officer a humongous favor, when we're on the record and I'm giving someone probation or it's something to do with probation, don't block Miss Abrams' view. But Sean, can you raise your hand? Do not block her view, because when you block her view, it's hard for her to hear. And when we're on the record, do not talk behind the court reporter. Just ask the deputy to move your person over to the end. They will do it. And also, when we're on the record, whisper so that probation can hear. All right. It's Friday Eve. I know we thought that we'd be retired. We are not. But guess what? Tomorrow's Friday. We got to be excited about that. So everyone, let's confer. Let's be kind to each other and go forth. And now, Deputy Lord, I have an officer here for warrants. And guess how she starts out? She's like, now it's 14 warrants. It's going to be fine. All right. So in this case, my understanding that he was going to appear in county court, take care of that.
He did, Your Honor. We appeared yesterday and the DWI is taken care of.
All right. So with that being said, are you all ready to proceed?
Yes.
All right. Court is calling 2021 CR 6023, State of Texas versus Israel Mankata. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason, your hand, Your Honor.
George Schaefer for probation or defendant.
All right. And are you Mr. Mankata?
Yes, sir.
Are you the same Israel Mankata who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 6023 for the offense of evading arrest detention with a vehicle on January 10th, 2022 for a period of 2 years and extended for a period of 1 year? Is that you?
Yeah.
State?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe that is true on number one.
I think that's correct, Your Honor. He's pled true to
He
that,
did.
and all we're doing is disposition.
All right. You're right. He pled true July 25th, 2024 to violation of condition number 1. And since then, we've been waiting for the case to be resolved in county court. All right. So what was the resolution to county court?
Judge, I can speak to that.
Yes.
We were in the county court number 2 yesterday. The defendant entered a plea. He was sentenced to a term and the judgment is satisfied.
All right. And just one moment. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any objection to the court reviewing the court summary?
No.
All right. So I'm assuming both parties are asking that he be continued?
Your Honor, the state is asking that the defendant be continued, that he go to SATIF. And what we have done is this defendant has been attending some AA meetings, correct?
Yes, I have 4 signatures.
I'm sorry, how many signatures?
4?
So you've attended 4 meetings
Yes.
since July,
Yes.
right? So what I can tell both parties, and I appreciate the fact that you realize that you have an issue, but from reviewing the court summary, you tested positive for cocaine before. And this wasn't your first DWI according to the court summary.
Judge, I believe it's the only one that he's been carried forward to
Okay.
conviction.
All right, well, I'll disregard that last DWI then and just focus on the DWI that you pled true to. So I have that and I have you testing positive for cocaine. This is what I'm going to do. You're going to go into custody today. I'm going to refer you to felony drug court. Counsel, if you will reach out to felony drug court.
I'm sorry to interrupt,
Mhm.
but my wife works overnight and I'm the only one that can watch my son.
All right, does she have a grandmother?
No, she does not.
Oh, is your mom here?
No, she's not. She has a MOGAD. It's an autoimmune disease,
Okay.
and she could only barely see out of one eye. So
All right, so here's the issue. You shouldn't be caring for a child when you have this cocaine issue going on in the DWI. Now, this is what I'm telling you, and I want you to internalize what I'm saying. I'm trying to give you help so that you can be successful on this probation, because this is an evading arrest detention with a vehicle. You're looking at potentially 10 years in the prison. And while you're on probation in this court, you picked up a DWI. And I realize DWI, the drug use, that's related to addictions. So I'm trying to help you solve that, because otherwise you could potentially go to prison for 10 years. And then when you get out, who knows when you get out, but when you get out, your child won't remember you. So I'm going to deny the motion, alternate main conditions. I'm going to do a referral to felony drug court, and counsel, if you reach out to felony drug court, they'll probably be able to see him. Maybe they'll be able to still see him this week, probably not, but definitely next week. And if you reach out to them and tell them he's very interested in the program and would like to be in the program, I know they have a graduation upcoming, so they'll probably have placement for him. All right, so we're going to do a referral to felony drug court. That's first. If he's not accepted into felony drug court, then we're going to do SATA. And I'm going to also add 120 sober meetings in 120 days. And he's to remain in custody until transfer to felony drug court or SATA. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
Okay.
Is there anything else you need for me to be successful?
is there a way I could get like a reset until I have a bed?
So you have what?
So I get a bed?
I'm sorry, what did he say?
A bed, Your Honor. He's looking to see if he could report once there's a bed available.
No.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I know this is what you were anticipating, but you have to look at the big picture. And the big picture is your attorney did great work for you, because you could be going to prison, right? And you're not. What you're doing is you're going to get treatment so that you can be a better parent to your child. And I'm sorry if there's no one other than your wife to watch your child. I hope she doesn't lose her job, but
That had a household as well.
Hmm?
So all these bills are gonna pile up.
but If your attorney is able to get in touch with felony drug court, if you have no objections, I'll send them an email as well to see maybe if they can put him on the list to talk to him today.
I would appreciate the court doing that.
All right, let me send an email to see. All right, if he'll just have a seat in the box and if you'll remain, I'll see if they can send somebody over.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
And ma'am, my client would like to address the court.
Yes.
There are several issues. First of all, let me say thank you for having my face today. Sure. Sure. I'm not a resident of Texas.
Mhm.
I am indeed a registered indigenous individual of America. This statement and this fact is true and on record.
Yeah.
In Washington, D.C. at the Library of Congress. I've made this known to Mr. Bellevue, and I believe the state has no jurisdiction.
All right, so here's the thing. Let me stop you right there. That's another issue. And if your attorney wish to file a motion to that, I'll hear it. I hear motions.
There are several issues that I filed for those motions that my attorney has not brought to light up with us.
Well, he's your attorney, not you. So we're going to come back on September 26th. And if things are resolved sooner than that, then your attorney can have you brought back sooner. All right, thank you.
Correct?
Yes,
Okay, thank you. And it's David Court, Judge.
yes,
Mr. Judge, I'm showing a mailing address of 9131 Candy Tuft Court.
yes.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. I guess we jumped over to Thurston. I'm going to put a link to I've only got one video in there right now. I'll put a link to it. Also tomorrow I'll put more information out for it. It's American Courts over there. They asked for like a tagline or something, and I just put like best court videos or something. Yeah, best in court videos. I don't really see any other channels over there that do court videos, so it may be a kind of a lonely place over there, but it's just something I'm exploring, and I was told by Jay to mention it, so I've got to mention it. She runs the show. So we got Thurston County here. Got some interesting characters here going through court. But Iron Dome, was it Iron Dome? The Iron Dome. Yeah, this is pre-recorded court. This is throughout the week, and so it's all recorded, and we just cut it up and get rid of some of the downtime in it and try to find the more interesting cases, whether they're educational or entertaining, and we put them out. So, oh, by the way, looking for a little scruffy. Yes, I am. I had a rough day, so it's been a long day today. So, I'll keep that camera off. All right, we'll see you in a little bit.
And Mr. Swenson, did you go over constitutional rights with Mr. Judge?
Yes, Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Judge. We're going to be waiving arraignment today and actually entering a plea of guilty. Who's the clerk today? I'll send that directly to Madam Clerk. I think that might be easiest.
It's Amy.
Okay, I'll get that sent over right now.
Okay.
I just forwarded Mr. Swinson.
Never mind. Should be there shortly.
And
Your Honor, I just reviewed the forms to verbally endorse.
all right, thank you. Yeah, that's what I assumed. All right, yeah, I still don't have it yet. You want to see if you can find the file, the plea form? Right, yeah, and then Mr. Sharp just said he was forwarding it. Please are finished, but I don't see it. See if you can track it down.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I wasn't clear about that. I was forwarding an email to the clerk.
Oh, okay.
So I could try to import it, but I'm going to be much slower than she would be.
Yep. Looking for the form, Mr. Judge, the you have any questions for me about the constitutional rights you discussed with Mr. Swenson?
No.
Right. And Mr. Swenson, you sent one or Mr. Sharp sent it?
It will be coming from Mr. Sharp. I sent it to Mr. Sharp and he forwarded my email to.
I did, Your Honor. I'm working in parallel here to import it just in case it takes too long in the email or something. But it should be on.
Amy doesn't have it yet.
I forwarded it myself to Amy as well, but hopefully something is received soon. What?
No.
You understand all of that?
Yes.
Your statement indicates that on the 10th of August in the city of Lacey, you took property from Home Depot and you left the store without paying for it. Are those facts accurate?
Yes.
And I don't have a signature from the city. Mr. Sharp, the city's endorsing this plea.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. And for some reason, the final page didn't come through. So just, I'm not quite sure what the issue is there. I don't have a judge's signature page. Page 707. There you go. Well, shortly, looks like it was.
Hey, that's honestly getting a little boring there. I'm gonna throw in a neat picture. My wife, like I said, we went to the beach earlier, and so it was kind of an entertaining day. And whenever we got back out to the car, she noticed her beach hair, and so she took a picture of it and told me I could share it. So let me see if I can throw it up to the screen there. So there we go with that. So there's her beach hair, and so. No, she's adorable, but the sun had absolutely red flag ends up riptides, but
Mr. Swenson, anything for
yeah, let me shut that off. But yeah, the beach is wonderful. You know, the red flag don't go into the water, but it's still fun to run around the beach, and so we had a blast there. So we're gonna jump back into it. They pick it up here, but we had fun, and the beach is always therapeutic for us. That's our mental health treatment.
Your Honor, I just asked the court to follow the agreed recommendation. I think it's appropriate. Mr. Judge wanted to take responsibility and resolve this today. He was booked on I believe, an Oregon felony warrant. So he's planning on taking care of that after this and didn't want to have to worry about this further. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Judge, anything else you would like to say?
No, sir.
This won't happen again?
It won't.
All right, thank you. sufficient opportunity to go over that form with Ms. Langley?
Yes, she just told me that I can't go back to that property no more.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me about the form you discussed with Ms. Langley?
No, I just gotta find somewhere else to sleep.
Okay. And you understand by pleading guilty to that charge, you give up the constitutional rights that are set forth in paragraph 5 of the plea form.
Yes,
Ms. Langley, you discussed the potential immigration consequences.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Gossard, do you understand the sentence recommendation is 1 day in jail, credit for the day you've served, and 89 days would be suspended for the next year on condition that you have no contact with the Happy Teriyaki Plaza in the city of Lacey.
yes,
You understand that?
yes.
And it looks like the recommendation was a 24-month or 2-year jurisdiction on that charge. Your statement here indicates that on the 20th of May, you were on the premises of Happy Teriyaki on College Street in Lacey. You had previously been told you could not be on that property. Are those facts accurate?
I believe so. Terrible memory, but I believe so.
Right. And Ms. Langley read the form to you, or you actually had the form and read it yourself?
No, I don't have it, but I'm sure it'll be waiting for me upon release of jail.
Okay, but I mean the plea form. You went over this plea form. Did Ms. Langley read it to you, or did you have a copy of it?
I don't have a copy. I believe she read it to me.
Okay, Ms. Langley, if you wouldn't mind making sure to check the correct. So,
Oh, I sure will.
thank you. I'll find sufficient factual basis for defendant's plea. Find the plea made knowingly, voluntarily, with full understanding of the consequence. Accordingly, accept defendant's plea and or find it guilty based on that plea. Ms. Langley, anything further on sentencing?
Your Honor, no, this is an agreed recommendation. I'd ask the court to adopt it.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Gossard, anything else you would like to say?
No, thank you, sir.
Okay. Tough when you don't have a place to stay. What are your options?
I'm not going to the mission. But
Yeah.
I worked with Mott and I missed 2 appointments there because every time I lay down in the park, I fall asleep. And I don't think they want nothing to do with me. They were trying to get me into assisted living because I'm losing my ability to watch. And, or either that or some kind of group home. And I screwed that up because I fell asleep twice.
Okay. All right.
Well, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Are you working with anybody? Are you on anybody's radar there? Social workers or anything? Housing folks?
Not anymore. It was Mott, Lucille. Oh,
Yeah.
wherever Lucille.
Okay. Well, maybe try again. Let them know that, we talked and see if you can get back on the.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll try.
Okay, all right. I'm going to impose 1 day in jail, give you credit for the day that you've served. I'll order your release today. 89 days suspended for the next 2 years. No contact with the Happy Teriyaki Plaza and no criminal law violations. All right, good luck, Mr. Gassard. I hope you can get on that housing list.
Thank you.
Hey, you guys that are asking about how can homelessness be illegal? It's easy. Criminal trespass. Make all the parks where they close at dark, and so then if you're at the park, it's criminal trespass. So you're automatically have a reason to get arrested. I think this guy's fine with it. He's probably good. It's good for a reset. He gets to get some food and gets to get cleaned up, and then he's going to be right back out there. But in the end, he's not harming anybody. I know if I had a business, I wouldn't want anybody at the business when they're not supposed to be there. I know I'd want my business protected, and I'd want my business to feel safe for anybody who wants to come around. And I know sometimes homeless people can make you feel unsafe, but most of the time that's a you problem. Most of the time they're not there causing any trouble. They just literally have nowhere to go. Oh, I got, okay. All right. Julie, looking over in Discord, it shows you hanging out there in the room. So I'm sorry for that. But yeah, see what girls talking about, it's trespassing. It is. There's literally just nowhere for these folks to go. If they sleep on a bench, they get arrested. The police have a job to do. People call and complain about it, and so there's just nothing else really to do. Julie, you're right there about Roll on G's voice. I'm trying to get her to come on the show. Roll on G's got a very, very pretty voice, and she'd do really good on the show. I'm trying to get her on it, but she's a little shy right now, so we're working on her on that. But we'll get her there. We'll get her there. But CRD talking about it's a complicated situation. It truly is. It's a mess. I know some cities are giving up hotels and apartment complexes for it. But then you got other cities in the United States where the gangs are taking the apartment complexes. So I don't know what in the world is going to happen there. We need Lena's to fix it. Lena said there's almost zero homelessness in her country. So we'll get Lena's to fix that problem. And so I don't know the beginning of it. And like Julie said, politics gets nasty and gets nasty really quick. So we'll jump back into the video.
All righty, bye-bye.
Okay, I guess I'm down here.
At the ARC, your name, please.
Angela Shamble.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, I apologize. I wasn't able to speak with Ms. Archambault before court. If I could have a brief breakout room.
All right, let me just check and see what status of the case is here. Like Ms. Langley is attorney. No, I'm not sure about that.
I think it's Pacific Point Defense.
Yep, it is. Thank you. All right, let's put Mr. Swenson and Ms. Archambault into breakout room. Ms. Archambault, you'll be speaking to Mr. Swenson from Pacific Point Defense in the breakout room. So when it pops up on the screen, just accept entering the breakout room. When it's done, make sure you come back into the virtual courtroom.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in. Let's hope she makes connection. Ed Nisqually, your name, please.
Daniel Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Smith and he just wished to change his plea and that will be ready momentarily. I'm just signing it right now.
All right, thank you.
Did you just say that Amy was the court clerk?
Yes.
Okay, I'll send this to her as well. See if that'll save time. Maybe if I can even do anything.
And did you fill out a PDF form or are you just doing it?
Oh, I'm sending it. We did it while we were on the phone. There we go.
So while they're trying to figure out how to
So my internet is just slow today.
while they're trying to figure that out, Vicky, how did they get that back on?
So you're all right. I likely can import it into Laserfish if the court would like. It's just, it's cumbersome on this end when we're running in court, and it's faster for the clerk to do it. But if the court has a strong preference, I'm happy to do it. We try to load them in when we have a few minutes, if they come in before the calendar starts or if we have a break, but since we're rolling.
Okay, we have it now, so we'll print it up.
Couple of minor omissions I'm noticing in the form, just that these got credit for 1 day here. Also, the city is recommending no contact with the location, which was Goodwill. Other than that, the city did endorse the form.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Smith, I have in front of me a statement of defendant on plea of guilty to a charge of theft. Is that the charge that?
Yes, is this not?
This
So
should,
that's
I mean,
there may have been a calendaring problem because I didn't see this case on the printed calendar. All I saw was the backup case, but this is the current case. So he wishes to resolve it.
No, this is interesting, Your Honor. She's right. New case didn't make it on the calendar somehow.
okay, and were we doing something on the criminal trespass case?
Well, on resolution to this theft case, we're looking to note the violation. If it help, I can get the case number here for the, well, I guess it's on the form there.
It is.
It's already in the system on warrant status.
You need it? Okay. Signatures on it.
The court must not have the most recent version of my form. But he did authorize me to sign it for him and I tried to sign it. Should I try
All right.
again?
Well, yeah, why don't you try to send it in, but I'm not going to hold up. We're going to proceed.
Okay,
and
perfect.
I'm going to have counsel verify that this is the form that is the intended form. Mr. Smith, I have a plea form to a charge of theft. And as I said, there are no signatures here, so I'm going to discuss the salient features of that form and make sure that they are what you discussed with Ms. Langley. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so in the plea form is paragraph 5, which sets forth your constitutional rights. You understand by pleading guilty to the charge of theft, you give up those constitutional rights.
Yes, I do.
Ms. Langley, you discussed any immigration consequences.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Smith, you understand the sentence recommendation, and there's nothing in here. I mean, there is, but it's changing. So it would be 4 days in jail, credit for 4 days served with 360 days remaining suspended. And you'd be told to have no criminal law violations. And it was a no contact with
Goodwill, Your Honor.
Okay, with Goodwill.
Is that what the
You
lady?
understand?
Is that what
You understand
basically?
that?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if that's with all the Goodwills or is it just that one?
It's on the Lacey one. But if they make it a institution-wide order, then you're gonna have to obey that.
Okay,
But, right, this case only pertains to the Lacey Goodwill.
all right.
Your statement here indicates that you took property from the Goodwill in the city of Lacey and you left the store without paying for the property. Are those facts accurate?
Yeah. Yes,
Does this sound like the form you discussed with Ms. Langley?
Yes, it does.
Ms. Langley, does this sound like the form you discussed with Mr. Smith?
It certainly does, Your Honor.
Thank you. I'll find sufficient factual basis for defendant's plea. And Mr. Sharp, you indicated you are endorsing this on behalf of.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. Find the plea is made knowingly, voluntarily, with full understanding of the consequence, accordingly accept defendant's plea, enter found guilty based on that plea. Based on my acceptance of the plea, I will note a violation on case ending in 3834. And order release on that case with all those previous conditions still applying. Ms. Langley on the new charge. Anything further?
No, Your Honor, this was an agreed recommendation.
And Mr. Smith, anything else?
That's it. No, Your Honor.
Okay. You're not going to do that again, all right?
No, I'm not.
Okay. And are you aware you have a warrant out of Cowlitz County?
What? No,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's from a 2020 charge of urinating in public.
What?
So at some point, you'll want to make an effort to clear that up. I'm making that a condition of the sentence, that you contact Cowlitz County and figure out how you're going to deal with that warrant.
Okay. I think you got
All
it
right.
Just checking, Your Honor, I'm not seeing it out of Cowlitz either. I see one in Olympia for a trespass.
Yeah, Jabs does this. It leaves it on. I have Mr. Smith's name highlighted and it's still showing Mr. Gossard's record, so. Langley, we did get the copy with the signatures on it.
Excellent.
All right. So you do have an active warrant. It's out of the city of Olympia on a criminal trespass charge from December of 2022. So you'll need to contact Olympia. And is there a corrections officer there in the room?
They're right outside, yeah.
Okay. I've started to make it a habit since they do Olympia calendars out there that they should know that you have an active warrant out of the city of Olympia, and hopefully they can get it taken care of before you get released.
All right.
Yeah, you want to ask the corrections officer to come on in?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You'll probably find me annoying, but I'm going to continue doing this. Thanks for coming in. I'm releasing Mr. Smith, but letting you know that he has an active warrant out of the city of Olympia, and I know they do their calendars with you all, so you may want to get him on there. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump in there since it's about the time for me to get out of here. We was talking in the chat about what's theft, what's survival, and with some of these, I kind of feel like that they didn't seem too concerned about being in jail. It's probably just Thursday or Friday for them, whereas if me or you were to go to jail, it would be a panic for us. It would be devastating to our lives to find ourselves in jail. But for some of these folks, they, like Nan just said, he's fed and warm and has clean clothes and sure can put a smile on his face. Absolutely. This is life for them. And, I don't begin to know the answer. I know if I owned a store, I wouldn't want people to come in and steal stuff out of the store, and it don't matter what it is. If I owned a store, I'm trying to build something for my family. And so I don't know the answer for it. I know I talk with Lena some, and she talks about the benefits they have in their country, and I don't begin to understand how that works. I've never been outside the U.S. and I'm proud to be in the United States, but it seems like we could do something a little different. But I don't know. I know my family's got enough of their own struggles, and it's hard enough to deal with your own family, much less being a mayor or a governor or president or anything like that. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here for tonight. Julie's got me all insecure about my looks now, so I gotta go clean up some for her. We'll be back tomorrow night, and we'll have a couple of longer cases there. And you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks again to the mods, and everybody say congratulations to Sivo Girl for getting the mod. And Nancy, I think you had said something to get up with Jay. Jay runs the show here, and so Jay should be able to fix you up. And so you guys have a great night. All right, bye.